Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Trailblazers come into town for this one. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports for myself, Kevin Harlan, and my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Welcome, everyone. The starters for the Portland Trailblazers. Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt. Batum and Aldridge are small and power forwards. And it's Hickson in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Sacramento, inside Jason Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins. Thomas and Evans are manning the backcourt. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position.
You know, there was a time before last season where the Kings didn't know where their home court would be, Kevin. And Anaheim was bidding to become the new home of the Kings. Then the deal seemed all but done for a new arena here in Sacramento. That fell through. So it would seem they're right back where they started, square one.
Yeah. Now, here's Lillard. Inside, here's Matthews. Flushes it down.
Not stop. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Well, for the Kings, despite having a rough season, they were no pushovers at home, Steve. They protected their home court pretty well.
Well, Sacramento has always been a tough place to play. I mean, this fan base, when the team is doing well, can get really crazy and rabid and fun. And I think they'd like to get back to that point, obviously. They're starting to amass some good young talent. And if they can control their home court, well, now all of a sudden, Sacramento's in business again.
And it's Evans missing. And here's Hickson. Let's send it over to Doris Burke, who caught up with head coach Keith Smart. Doris?
He talked about the respect he has for the game of LaMarcus Aldridge and how tough it will be for them to slow him down, saying Aldridge is tough because he can score facing up or with his back to the basket. And with his length, it's tough to bother his shot. We'll look to deny him the ball when we can and just try to make it as hard as possible every touch. Kevin, we'll see how successful they are.
Thanks again, Doris.
I tell you, Isaiah Thomas was a real surprise last year. The rookie out of Washington stands only 5'9", a little bit like fellow Husky Nate Robinson. Not quite as explosive as Robinson, but probably a little more effective offensively. Good passer, a good decision maker, and can really score. Love the finish there. Not much defense, though.
Takes it right up. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Evans has got his first 2 points of the night. And going back to Isaiah Thomas and his similarities to Robinson, they're both very solidly built.
Yeah, well put together. I mean, as physically wide as they are tall and really dynamic athletes. Defensively, you might shoot over the top of him, but you're not necessarily going to push him around. He's strong, and he's got a nice competitive edge.
You know, he's worked hard to become a better defender, and I think Evans' long arms give him a major edge there. But he should be a player who can guard multiple positions and really cause some havoc, get some steals.
Yeah, and he's scary in the open court, Steve. I mean, with his combination of athleticism, ball handling ability, and it's just almost impossible, virtually impossible to stay in front of him.
And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Went for the two-hand throw down there, needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. 1:31 left here in the first quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Hickson kicks to Matthews. From the arc, they get it back. Here's Aldridge. Sinks that one from the post. Aldridge has got his first points in this one.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
You know, a lot of turnover over the last few years in the front office in Portland. And it's so difficult to make a transition as a team and get better and improve steadily when you don't have that continuity upstairs.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Cousins. Robinson comes in for Jason Thompson. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Johnson. And it's Brooks in for Isaiah Thomas. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Leonard, he's checked in for Hickson. Jeffries comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Sasha Pavlovich, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Nolan Smith subbed in for Lillard. Smith against Brooks. Smith the pass to Batum. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. And as a player, it's hard, sometimes to focus on just playing basketball when things are getting jumbled around upstairs. And there was a lot of jumbling upstairs with the Blazers, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but it is part of the territory, and these guys are human, even though we think they're robots because of them being professionals. When things are bumpy within the organization, it can make it tough to handle your business between the lines if you're a player.
Puts up a three. Portland no good that time either. Now Brooks. And here's Thornton outside. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Thornton's got 6. Here's Smith. Oh, he got it! Oh, buzzer!
Knock it down! Right at the horn.
A free